So I'm a little over 80 videos in, and this video, when I made it last year, and this video out of the 80 is your favorite video. So I decided to make the 2020 version. You want to hear what it's all about? You know what to do. Welcome back, NYC Fragrance family. Joe with another video. Yes, I'm doing the top 10 cheap fragrances for 2020. You guys love my top 10 cheap fragrances for 2019, so I decided to make the 2020 list. So I'm going to have an honorable mention, and the way I rank these, because I figured let me rank them. I didn't rank them myself by my individual rating. I use Fragrantica's ratings. So when you get down to number 2, number 1, or wherever these fragrances are ranked, don't kill me. I'm going by what the people at Fragrantica have rated these. So, my honorable mention got a Fragrantica rating of a 4.07, and it is Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Cologne. Now, this has been discontinued, as you know. It's a very versatile fragrance. If you're looking to have something that's a Guerlain, this one's coming in at $20 for this 50 ml. You really, I mean, if you're gonna buy something from Guerlain and you just want to have a Guerlain, 20 bucks, you're in. It's definitely worth mentioning. The reason why it's honorable mention obviously is the discontinued part. So I don't want to recommend something that you can't get. I mean, it is still out there and a lot of discounters do have it, so get it before it's gone. And I know you've heard this 1,000 times from other reviewers, but I have to agree with them. I actually like this fragrance. There's some people that don't. Again, taste of fragrance is subjective. I just think it's got some versatility. It's an easy wear, and it's not like anything else, especially for this price point and the quality that you get. So let's get into the list. At number 10, from the house of Louis Cardin, we have Fragrantica rated 3.33. That's kind of low. I usually like to have everything be at least a 4 when I'm looking into it. But this one I got because someone recommended it in the video. It sounded interesting and it sounded like it'd be something different. And the fragrance I'm talking about is Sama Al Emarat from Louis Cardin. This comes in at $40. It's a nice fragrance. I mean, for the price you pay, it's basically an amber oud. And yes, synthetic oud possibly because of the price point, but they do a really good job with this. And they have another fragrance called Sacred that isn't on this list, but is also in the same vein. I think this one's a little more rich, a little bit more depth than that fragrance. So that's Sama Al Emarat, number 10. At number 9, 2019 release, or re-release, or flanker to the original fragrance. Calvin Klein Eternity Eau de Parfum. This fragrance right here, me being a fougere lover that I am, I just, right off the bat, enjoy it. To me, it reminds me of the original fragrance. It's performing like the original fragrance. It's lasting like the original fragrance. So, at the price point, $35. Fragrantica rated 3.52, which is relatively low. That's a little bit above a 7 if you were on a 1 through 10 scale. But to me, I rank it a little higher, but for the purposes of the list, it's number 9. At number 8, another new release from the house of Dunhill. We have Century Blue. See the blue juice. This right here, best way for me to describe it, it's, if you take last year, the first Century, and combine it with the Dior Sauvage, and you get that nice, you get that ambroxan and that depth to it. That's what this fragrance is. It's Dior Sauvage-ish. Fragrantica rated 3.80. which puts it in at number 8 on my list. It's going for $36 for this size bottle, which I think is a great deal. When I wore it, it did get compliments, more than one. And I was very surprised because people have been talking about this fragrance that have reviewed it, said it's pretty basic, it's nothing special, but the people have spoken. $35. Number 8 fragrance. At number 7. If you want something with Lalique quality and you want to get into Lalique Pour-Homme. Here you get yourself a 4.2 ounce bottle at $26. It's Fragrantica rated 4.0, which would be 8 out of 10. And what do you get? For those of you that know Bois de Portugal from Creed, you get the poor man's Bois de Portugal. $26 for a 4.2 ounce bottle. I mean, and this is, you know, you got to go to work, you're putting on a suit. Nowadays, nobody really wears a suit anymore, but whatever. It is what it is. This, to me, I'd say is more of a dress-up type fragrance. And it's a cheapie. Good to have. Does it last long? You know, the question on the cheapies is performance always. Performance on most of these are not that great, but what I will say is decant. Bring it with you. Spray it. Reapply it. That's the way to go with these. And that's why you're getting them at such a good price point. So, at number 6, the cheapest entry-level tobacco fragrance you can get. CK1 Shock. This fragrance right here is a compliment getter. No matter what, I have never worn this and nobody has ever been like, oh, you smell bad. I'm always getting, oh, what are you wearing? That smells really good. I like that. It's really nice. And this one now is coming in at $22 for this size bottle. $22. Nice big bottle. And you get yourself an entry-level tobacco fragrance, CK1 Shock, which is rated on Fragrantica 4.01. So that's slightly over 8 out of 10. Now, at number 5, from the house of Lattafa, this is a recent acquisition of mine, comes Raghba. Raghba is a spicy vanilla amber. It's pure deliciousness. I love these type of fragrances. I love when an amber has some spice to it. And it's great to get one at a cheap entry-level price. This is Fragrantica rated 4.21. That's pretty high and pretty respectable. $35 for this bottle. I picked it up on Amazon, which I was surprised to find it there. And it came with a body spray as well. Can't beat it. Great deal at that price. Anything that I see on Fragrantica, usually rated over a 4, to me is respectable. And I think I mentioned that earlier. So, getting to number 4. Number 4, from the house of Halloween, is Halloween Man X. Halloween Man X was a release from last year. It's a beautiful designer fragrance, like in the vein of an Ultramall type DNA, with a nice coffee note. And for a designer, the coffee note is really good. This got a Fragrantica rating of 4.25, which is pretty respectable if you ask me. At $30 on FragranceNet, you can't go wrong. Brand new release, discounted, good performance, long lasting, and if you're looking for a coffee note, this is the one to get. Halloween Man X at number 4. At number 3, you've seen this 1,000 times. Now, let's just, before I show you the fragrance, understand the list is not seasonal. This is what I would consider 10 in my collection, cheap fragrances under $40 that you could basically make a collection. If you owned all 10 of these, it would cost you less than $400 and you would have yourself a pretty damn good collection, I think, and a good starting point in fragrances. And I would throw in the honorable mention if you could find it as well. So the fragrance here that I'm talking about, it's not for this season, but I call it Summertime in a Bottle. And it's John Varvatos Artisan Pure. This one hit discounters. It's going for $35 for the big bottle, 4.2 ounce, I believe it is. And again, summertime compliment getter, easy dumb reach in the summertime, wears beautifully. I decant it, I bring it with me if I feel like I want to smell the opening again, because, you know, I'm a frag head. We kind of do things like this. Not everybody does that. Some of you viewers probably don't do it, but it's something that I do. Again, when we talk about performance, longevity, things like that, this one actually performs pretty well. I'll give it that. And I didn't jump on it right away, and I was happy that it hit discounters because I was able to get it at a relatively cheap price, which was $35. I picked it up in TJ Maxx. And that's where you might be able to find it, actually. TJ Maxx and Marshalls, if you have those stores in your area. So that's John Varvatos Artisan Pure, number 3. That got a Fragrantica rating of 4.29. At number 2, the cheap Vetiver King, as far as I'm concerned. You get a quality vetiver, and again, another entry from the house of Lalique, who makes quality fragrances. I'm sure you know what I'm about to show you, and it is Encre Noire El Extreme. Encre Noire El Extreme. This is quality vetiver in a bottle. It is gentlemanly, it is dark. This to me is a nighttime dress-up fragrance. It's a Fragrantica rated 4.40. That's almost 9 out of 10 if you were to convert it to a 10 scale rating. $30 for this bottle, steal. If you're a vetiver lover, you have to get this fragrance. There's no reason not to for $30. If you're not a vetiver lover, then move on. Now, I'm at number 1. I do like this fragrance, and I'm bringing it to you at number 1 because of its Fragrantica rating of 4.43, which is higher than everything else that I have on this list. I picked this up at a TJ Maxx, $20. And it's number 1 because of the rating. Don't get all crazy saying that no way that's number 1 past everything else. But listen, I wanted to give it a ranking. For me, all 10 of these, for what they are and the price points they come in at, are all worth having, and all, to me, are ranked number 1. There is no real number 1 as far as I'm concerned. The fragrance I'm talking about is Tommy Bahama St. Kitts. Now this one, to me, out of the ones that I've gotten, has the nicest bottle. To me, this is a tropical cocktail in a bottle. The prominent starfruit note in the opening is what makes it different from some of the other Tommy Bahama freshies. I like the fragrance. I look forward to wearing it in the summertime. Again, this is definitely one I have to bring with me in decants because it doesn't last all that much. This one actually, let me take that back. This one may outlast St. Bart's because I have St. Bart's as well. This one has something a little bit more in it that will make it last a little longer than, let's say, St. Bart's, but it's still not a performance beast or anything like that. Fragrantica rated 4.43. There's a lot of people out there that really enjoy this fragrance, obviously. That's close to a 9 out of 10. I don't think I rate it that high myself, but out of these 10 that I recommend, under $40, you can't go wrong with any of them. They all have something for everybody. Whether you like a fougere, whether you like an amber, whether you like an oud, whether you like tobacco, whether you like vetiver, coffee, clean, freshy, summer fragrance. I gave you pretty much everything. A dress-up suit fragrance like Lalique Perron. I gave you things like that. Compliment getters, CK1 Shock, Dunhill Century Blue, and believe it or not, CK1 Eternity EDP is also another compliment getter. You got pretty much a good range of everything in this list. I hope you get some value out of this, and I hope you get to pick up some of these fragrances and add them to your collection. So, NYC Fragrance family, remember, till the next video, if you smell good, you feel good. Have a nice day.